last and final match for you?
Yeah, I could do with a win. Yeah, we went down in overtime in the last game, but yeah, looking forward to this one.
What have you made of the format of the tournament so far? Obviously different to last year across 2 weekends. Is it something that you think is better or worse?
Better, I've loved it. I mean, it's just great. You get to spend more time. Last night we got a team hotel and we had a meal and players got to know each other, so it was really good for the cohesion of the team.
Brilliant. And what have you said to the lads ahead of this important last fixture?
Don't get outworked. Don't get outworked on the field. Work 32 minutes hard and, you know, you should win the game.
Fantastic. Good luck for this match. Thank you very much. Cheers.
At Roslin Park for the final men's game of week 2 of the Fly 2023, and Swift are off to a very swift start indeed. They've not even given me a chance to introduce my very prestigious co-commentator alongside me for this game. I'm pleased to say I'm joined by Mr. England Lacrosse himself, Paul Coops.
What a great event this is, absolutely brilliant. What a lovely setting, and 2 great teams out for the final men's game of the day.
And before we came onto airport, you actually said straight up you were like Forge are the team to win this. You were very confident in your prediction as well. Talk to me why.
I think we ought to be careful on this format of the game where things can turn very quickly. However, I think they've just probably got a little bit more in the tank. So a couple of the players to obviously watch. Nice save there. Obviously, Tom Roach, Tom Bracegirdle, really good players who are going to really go for it on today's game.
Well, so far the score is still 0-0. We've gone through the first minute of play, so the cobwebs have been shaken out by either team because we've had a bit of a break with some women's lacrosse action so far, and now we're back in the men's competition. They've had their time to rest and gather their thoughts, and let's see what they can do with a bit more energy in the tank. That was a huge deflection flying up into the air. Really good stop there from Jack Allen. And my previous co-commentator on this men's action, Charlie Albury, talks time and time again about the importance of the keeper in terms of success for the game. Do you reciprocate those notions?
Absolutely. There's going to be there's a lot of shots. So if we actually break this down, you're going to be looking at a minimum of 30 shots per team, per match. A lot from very close shots, close distance. So within that, your goaltender is going to be an integral part of the scoreline.
Playing in from behind the net now, behind the crease are Forge, and they're looking to try and muscle their way through the Swift defence at the moment. And oh, that's a really good shot being fired in from just outside, and that is deemed as a goal. So it's a really good score for Forge. But let's see if Swift can respond. They need to respond pretty much instantly here as well, with a score of their own.
Lovely save. That's a really good save from a good shot, because he tried to move the goalkeeper. Really nice pick out.
As Jack Allen making the big save for Forge, and we spoke about him time and time again about being one of the hottest talents in English lacrosse, and we'll probably see that again in this game. Bracegirdle with the score for Forge. That's a fantastic goal from the 22. He's going to be one that they lean on in this game for sure. I mean, you mentioned him in the build-up to this game.
He is. He's a super athlete, and he's got a great all-round game, and he's a real leader as well. So he's wanting to take the responsibility.
Let's see if Forge can withhold the Swift pressure, because they're still on the attack here. 5 seconds left on their shot clock. Let's see if they can make the most of it.
Nice save.
Jack Allen once again. Fantastic work there from the Forge keeper, and Bracegirdle will come away with possession now for Forge. They're just taking their time. They seem a little bit calmer on the ball, but that's a good strong shot that's gone away. That one again on the rebound. And Bracegirdle comes in to try and muscle Swift off the ball. He's got 3 of them around him. Can he win the ball? I don't know how he's done it.
Really good from Bracegirdle. Really good to fight for that ground ball. It's another possession for Black, and a nice finish.
Great score there for Forge, courtesy of Louis Alhaig. Doing really well for the team in black and green.
And that was all about the fight on the ground ball and wanting that ball off the floor and just to recycle possession again.
Swift trying to come out from behind the net of Forge, looking to take them off guard,
nice.
and that one going in from distance and going in super powerfully as well from Sam Burgess. That rocked the back of the net. Forge just looking for that opening once again. They've been able to find it really well so far in this match because they're currently leading 3-2 against Swift in what would be both these teams' final games of the day. So it's time to empty the tank and throw everything at this, and they certainly are doing that in these opening exchanges, Paul.
They are. Standard of play is excellent, and it's the really positive stuff from both teams. Really nice defence there from Swift. They really put their bodies in the way, got the ball down twice, came up with another ground ball, turns the possession over. So if you notice them making the save.
Well, let's see if Forge can replicate that in their own defence as they look to try and repel the Swift attack, and that shot just going wide of the mark. But Swift maintaining possession here, so they will start.
I think goalkeeper got a touch on that. For them to keep the ball, the goalie have given it a nudge around the post.
Better to be safe than sorry, really. And Jack Allen
Good
once
pick up,
again
another
stopping.
good save.
Oh, he's not happy about that decision from the referees. What could they be blowing up on?
I think he's called somebody for cross-checking. So it's going with the shaft of the stick between the two hands. It's very dangerous play.
Now, for those who are watching lacrosse for the first time, they'll probably know that the men's side of the game can get a lot more violent, hence why they all have to wear helmets and a lot of padding to protect them. But there is that fine line, isn't there, that they're not allowed to cross when it comes to physicality on the pitch.
Yeah, you've got to keep control of yourself, basically, and it's like with any contact sport. It's that the officials are there to keep that balance between that physicality and playing within the rules.
Well, British Girdle once again attacking out from the back for Forge. And they're looking for a way through this Swift defence. Pretty sharpish. I say pretty sharpish. Will Brown's actually taking his time on the ball. He's now found his way in an adventure behind the net, and he's coming under some pressure. He's got to be careful around the crease here. He doesn't want a crease violation.
Swift have got an extra player because they doubled up there, so Luke Mills-Doig did a really great job of doubling on the ball. It caused the turnover.
Well, here comes Swift now. It's their turn to try and attack, to try out something fresh. They only trail by a goal as we approach the final minute, so this game is still very much up in the air and in the balance. But who can capitalise on possession? And Swift have done just that with a score going in to tie the game as we enter the final 50 seconds of play here at Rosslyn Park for the final men's game in week 2 of the Fly 2023 at Rosslyn Park. And it's Forge who have flown forwards up the pitch. That one has bobbled into the back of the net for Louis Alhaig. That's a really good score for Forge.
It is, but I think Swift are going to be a little annoyed about that on defence. They didn't step into him at all. They gave him enough room to move himself and get the shot off.
Could have moved the house in the space that they were providing him on that pitch, you might say.
There wasn't enough cover down from the top to force the ball back high. The goalie's going to want the ball high, as high as possible, to give himself the best read on the shot.
We've got 10 seconds left on the clock here at Rosslyn Park for this game. So let's see if Swift can make the most of those final 10 seconds. It's flown up the other end.
Some poor handling there from Swift to cough that one up. So they missed a chance to get the final quarter, final shot off for the quarter.
Well, that is the end of the first quarter. The klaxon sounds, and it's Forge who are currently 4-3 up against Swift in this final men's game of day 2 in the second week of the Fly 2023. And we're just going to go and quickly join the Forge team huddle. Let's have a listen in and see what they have to say.
We need to communicate earlier on when we get into that house. Start from the bottom, so start with the lows, the anchors, then the middle, and then the 2 last guys can get in top. That needs to be loud, it needs to be earlier, all right? Because once we're doing that, they're forcing passes.
They're going to X on that, yeah? So we've either got one or 2 options. Crease guy can go like play and we just lock off and stop that option, or I think we have to either go cross crease or from the crease when they're pushing the pipe. We can't commit that the low pipe, because then it's just pass it up and we're in a full rotation. Let's commit to the middle guy going play next.
Yeah,
Let's
so
all
in the
commit
middle.
to that.
Remember, boys, just delay in, yeah? Just don't get beaten so we're naked. Just play solid defence. Nothing too, not playing takeaway.
We've had a few, sorry, go on. So in follow cutters, we need to cut more, don't we? Like, we need to add a look, like, you get off cut. Like, it's simple things, isn't it? It's simple game, this. Yeah, we set up in a 1-4 in 15 seconds, and then we cut. Yeah? That's all we're going to do. Yeah, keep to the game plan. I'm starting to get locked now, so if the pass, I'm going to V-cut, I'm going to push off, throw the ball quick, yeah?
Here we go, shot.
Hey, let's get it, Forge!
Forge on 3, 1, 2, 3, Forge!
Well, we're going to start once again with action here at Roslyn Park. The second quarter about to get underway. We were having a really good chat, actually, Paul, just out of vision and off mic there for a second. But I think it's important that everyone at home hears it as well. You were talking to me about how important it is to actually take your chances in this format.
It is with the shot clock. Basically everybody gets, if everyone takes all their time up within available, you essentially have 8 shots per quarter. So that's 32 shots per game. So if you take a shot within 10 seconds and miss that, you've essentially given 20 seconds back up into the quarter for one team or the other to decide who gets that shot. So you've got to think really carefully as a player and about game management and time management. So no game's ever, even if you're 4 down, and we've seen it already today, you can come back into a game if teams make a poor decision.
Oh, I thought there was going to be a crease violation there,
It was.
and there was. Luke Mills-Doig was flying in from range there, and I don't know how he thought he was going to control or stop himself, but he ended up creeping into that crease.
And yeah, Luke's a super athlete. You know, was obviously going at pace there. He actually only started the game when he was 18 at Loughborough University, and done obviously so fantastically well. And you know, represented the country at you know, within the box setup, etc. So just it shows what you can do in terms of if you want to put your mind to it and achieve what he's managed to do, even starting the game late.
I can ask you another question on that front, but after we've watched what Swift can do with this territory on the field now, they're knocking on the door of the Forge goal and they're looking for another one to add to their tally, and they get it. They get the score with Luke Mills-Doig.
And that's actually a really nice play where he had the shot. So Ollie Lee had the shot from the top and just pulled the defence and looked down for a simple put in close by. And again, that's managing your time, managing your decision making.
Really strong stuff from Team Swift. And on that point of Luke Mills-Doig only starting at age 18 when he made it to Loughborough University, is that quite common in the men's game to see boys only really pick it up when they make it to university because they haven't had the exposure at a younger level?
It does depend, but we do have a lot of players at university that take up the game. So within our university setup program, 62% of players start at university, which is a super recruitment base for us, and we've got to, you know, obviously maximise that as best we can as a sport, alongside those who start the game from a young age group.
Well, there's the shot clock violation against Team Swift,
and that's good defence. You know, that they limited the options there, so you end up running out of time. So it's good defence by Forge, super defence.
and it was Tom Bracegirdle that punished them straight away. He just ran away with the ball completely unmarked, used his physicality and his presence on the park to fight his way through, and he got a score. Oh, that's a big long-range shot going in, but dealt with well by Jack Allen. And so Swift's latest attack comes to an end. And do you think that shot went in too early?
No, I think obviously he got a step on his defender and fancied that, but it's a long way out against a good goalkeeper. So you've got to have really have a very good shot there. Forge just committed a foul though, so slashing, so that's uncontrolled use of the stick.
Oh, define uncontrolled. That's like the football handball rule, having your arm in an unnatural position. What is unnatural? So what is uncontrolled?
It's just that the officials deem that you've essentially just swung your stick at somebody rather than actually used it in an effective way within the rules. So you've just hacked at someone.
Been a bit careless in a way.
Careless rather than hacked.
Well, I mean, we're not talking about inciting violence. I feel like we can use the word hacked. But for now, Forge are going to play out a really good attack here. They are holding the ball in behind the net, playing down the clock. Can't be many seconds left on their shot clock, so they've got to make something of this unless they're just going for a wasted possession here. But I don't think that's the objective. I say that, they roll it straight across the back.
No.
What do you make of that?
That will have just, I must admit, I'm quite a little bit
bit bemused.
Bemused by that's a good word. I'd have at least had a shot on goal.
Even if you were a player down?
Yeah, you've got to try and score.
That's what this format encourages as well, isn't it? The amount of shots that you have to take and the goals you've got to score, because we end up with some quite colossal scorelines.
Oh, nice shot from Luke again. Luke Mills-Doig, super shot.
Do you know what? I think he knows you're watching. I feel like that's what this is. Luke Mills-Doig getting yet another score for Team Swift. We're all tied up at 5-5, but I say that straight away, responding is Will Brown for the Forge side.
Will's a lovely player. He's coming through from Heaton Mersey, up there in the northwest, Stockport area. Group of players that are all coming through together. They've got a super set of midfielders up there.
Good throw over the top of the net, and Swift are looking to use it maybe tactically to play out from the back. Long range shot straight into the net of Jack Allen, and he's got that in the pocket. And you could almost say that Forge had Swift in their back pocket during that defensive effort.
Well, he generated the space for the shot, but basically shot stick side, and you've got to work the goalkeeper. Someone of that standard, you've got to make him work for his saves.
And Forge are the ones that make Swift pay. Louis Alhaig once again getting the score. And Swift need to respond and respond quickly. That ball is pinging wide and pinging free and hitting our TV cameras.
But a great defence. If you see where he released that shot, he had no angle at all, and so the defender had done a great job of getting him down what we call the alley, so down the side of the goal, and forced. So if it wasn't a great shot to take, it would have been better to try and recycle possession, but he shot that, and he was never scoring that goal.
And that's good work from the defence, giving them the awkward angle as we see Louis Alhaig score yet again for the Forge side, the number 30, pulling his side away now to a 3-goal lead.
They've just stepped up a bit, haven't they, Forge, this last 2 minutes?
They found that second gear, haven't they? What is your margin, would you say, before a team starts getting comfortable about a lead? Because we've had people say it's 4, have some people say it's 5, but we've seen teams come back from 6.
Yeah, it's as I said, this format is a great leveler, and you've got to really manage your time and manage your decisions when you're up. I think really if you're 5 up, you should be sealing the game off.
Well, Will Brown has now made it 4. Forge are up by 4 points against Swift. They're 9-5 up against the boys in blue, who desperately need to start a comeback. Be a comeback story. But I think they're going to need to leave it to the second, because we've got 40 seconds left on that in-game clock. And that's going to roll out. Oh, it's not going to roll out. It's rolled into the hands of Tom Bracegirdle, who looked to go through the middle.
Nice defence. Really nice defence there.
That's a check, isn't it? They checked across and stopped Bracegirdle from running through them. And that one's just rolled away, and Jack Allen gets us started once again. 15 seconds left on the clock. This will be the final attack of the first half. At the end of the second quarter.
And another goal.
Forge make them pay. If you give a team with their quality too much time in possession, people like Ming Trin will punish you.
But Swift have just, they've given up 3 possessions there, so they're feeling the pressure defensively. So they haven't quite got their brains clued up, because they know that they've not actually generated decent shots 3 times, which then puts pressure on them and defensively.
We're having a quick timeout here, even though we've only got 10 seconds left to play. So
I think there was a timeout call before the shot.
Is this a tactical move, as in like you're going to use that final 10 seconds now
I'm
to
just
run a
having
set
a look
play?
at the score line. I don't think that last one, I think that the Ford coaching staff called the timeout before the shot was released, so that goal wouldn't have counted. So that they did that to make sure that they got a decent shot.
Well, let's hear what's being said in the middle of that Swift huddle. Just a little cheer to boost the mood and boost morale.
Two very good coaching staffs here on show.
Well, talk to me more about them. What makes them good examples of lacrosse coaches?
Well, Ravi Sitlani, who is the head coach at Swift, he's one of the GB coaches for this format. Conor Dockery won last year with one of the women's teams, so has a great experience in the format. So I think that it'll be interesting to see how they react within this challenging position that they both face in. So one's 4 up, one's 4 down, and how you manage your squad. I think it'll be interesting to see what comes out in the second half.
Well, let's take a listen in on that Forge huddle now and see what the words being shared are as we take a quick break here at half-time.
So our D principles then, now we're going back to man-on-man. Still honour those low spots, aren't they? Yeah, still concentrate on cutters. Yeah, don't give them anything easy, okay? Yeah, anything else from anyone else? Right, chill, have a chill. Get some air, get some oxygen on board, yeah? Right where we want to be. Yeah, 9-5, good time, chill. Who's not taking a goal, what right? Don't tell them. Shooters don't shoot at a stick.
Love that. Yeah? Okay, what we want to do again, you used it brilliantly in that first quarter, yeah? They can't handle that. And then we do, as we said, we need a second cutter, yeah? And also, as I said to you, the $1 million pass doesn't have to go at 1,000 miles an hour. We just take a bit of pace off that pass, put it in sticks, yeah? Move the ball. Count in your own minds. 1,001, 1,002, 1,003, I'll move it on, yeah? If it sticks for longer than that, that's making their life very easy. Move the ball, move our feet, work off the ball. The one thing I will say to all of you is, these situations can be very frustrating, yeah? Don't let it get to you. You just need to play across. Don't let it get to you. Don't get frustrated. Stay calm, stay within our own minds, yeah? Forget what they're doing. Stay calm, all of us as a team, yeah? And the goals will come. Keep plugging away, the goals will come. James will make saves. We've got to keep doing what we do and not worried about what they do. Yeah. Okay?
Make this all game and keep our heads up.
Yeah? But at no point, and I mean this, at no point do I want to see people pedestrian and walking, and I don't want to see people giving up. Yeah? That is not what we wear this jersey for. Yeah? That is not what we've been about. That's not what we've talked about. It's not what we've demonstrated today. Everybody plays till the final whistle. Okay? And enjoy yourselves. This is what you do for fun. Yeah? Unless, I mean, I don't know, unless somebody's getting a wage that I don't know about. This is what you do for fun, yeah? This is what it's all about. You don't play in bigger things than this. This is amazing, yeah? Enjoy it. Let's go!
Get back to that Swift brand of lacrosse that we're trying to build, yeah? How long have we got?
I don't know, but let's just get a shot anyway. Let's get that ball spinning like when we get it on. Sorry. 2 periods, fellas. We know what we can do. James is making some big stops. Let's honour that. Let's not put him in the goal.
Swift on 3. 1, 2, 3. Swift! Ah!
this event.
Here we go. We're getting ready to start once again the second half in this fiercely contested game between Team Forge and Team Swift. Team Forge with the upper hand, the Forge to be reckoned with in this competition so far. Don't roll your eyes at me too much, I know you enjoy that really. But we are back underway. And let's see what we're going to be greeted with at the beginning of this second half, this third quarter. I saw the net even take a little bit of a wobble there, Paul. From the get-go, we're getting very physical.
Another good save from Jack Allen, absolutely lovely, because I was close in.
And here we go, one-on-one with the keeper, Louis Alhaig once again. And he's the man in form at the moment for Forge, it must be said.
He's putting the legwork in, so if you see there, he made that move from 40 yards back. So he spotted nobody was tracking him back and kept his legs going.
Good shot going away there, but stopped by Jack Allen once again, who's not letting anything past him today.
Another narrow-angled shot though, so you against a keeper of his standard, it's got to be a really good shot to go in from that angle.
Well, and that one's gone in for Team Swift, thanks to the efforts of Taylor Harrison there. And Forge will look to instantly respond, as every team does in this game. But that one has ricocheted away, and they can't deal with the rebound. So Swift come away, and they're in a bit of open space. But again, being forced out into that wide channel creates a really tight angle. So this is good defence from Forge.
Again, good defence from Forge. They get back in numbers, simplicity as well. So get the attacking player out wide, force him to a neutral spot.
Oh, and that shot going away, but coming off the post. Jack Allen didn't need to intervene that time, and so hurtling towards it.
That one up. That was a good shot. That had some heat on it.
It's Sam Mottershead that claimed the ball back for Forge. Still being thrown around by the team in black and green.
This is better from Swift defensively. They've got more structure.
And here comes Brace Girdle. Oh, and that's a big shot coming in. Now Sam Burgess falling to the floor, and I think we're going to see...
And rightly so, cross-checking.
That's Vincent Cugno going off for Team Forge, so he'll be on the naughty step for a few minutes, and his team will be down a player.
That's one of those fouls as a coach that you're never happy with the foul, but that was really silly, because that was from behind. There was no reason for him to even think of making that defensive move.
Is that a fatigue error?
Yeah, I think they've just had a break. I think it's more about that. It's the
Brace Girdle surely for the score, and he
lovely.
does.
It's that bit where it's that aggressive motion, but part of the game, and probably not thinking it through, letting your emotions get on top of yourself.
Well, Forge fighting fiercely there in the backfield, in their own territory.
That was going nowhere. That's really good from Brace Girdle to pick that out.
He's your star man today so far, surely.
He's playing well.
He's looking for a way through the Swift defence, and he couldn't find it.
Lovely look.
At speed, at pace, taking that one into the back of the net was Sam Perry. Great work from the Forge number 18. Keep your eye on him, because he came flying out of nowhere. Didn't even realise he was on the pitch. And that's a great over-the-head shot, or behind-the-shoulder shot, I should say, sorry, going in for the Swift team. And that was due to the efforts of Luke Mills-Doig once again. But here come Forge. No longer knocking at the door, banging at the door of Swift's goal, and getting another score, Louis Alhaig.
But he made that move in the second quarter, and again, they didn't react to it. The Swift defence, they know what he's going to do. So as a coach, you're going to be a little frustrated. Ravi's going to be quite annoyed about that, because they've talked about it, about doubling down and forcing the ball back high.
Is that a moment where you would have thrown your coaching hat down on the floor?
I probably would have thrown my cap on the floor with that one. I might have got a little frustrated.
Well, Jack Allen is quite far out from his net. I know Forge are in possession, but he might want to step a little bit back because we know how quickly possession can change hands, and that one's rolled back to Tom Bracegirdle, but he had to react quickly to pick that one up because he was coming under some significant pressure from Sam Burgess.
Oh, he's in.
But Bracegirdle,
Good save.
He's waving his arm around as if there's some sort of...
That's a really good save. Close in against a really good player. To pick that one and push it round the post was lovely.
Well, Forge still have possession. That's two deflections in a row.
Two saves on the go as well.
Oh, you don't want to give Tom Bracegirdle that much room, and that's exactly why. Great score there for Bracegirdle. That takes his tally well beyond 5 or 6 or 7 goals in this game now.
I haven't been keeping count, but yes, he's on fire in this match, and you can see that that Forge has really pushed the scoreline on since the half-time break.
Well, it's now only a 6-point gap between the two of them.
That's a great shot. Off stick side high, at pace.
Didn't give Jack Allen much time to think about that, really. Is that the key to maybe scoring against him?
Well, it was a decent distance, so he was shooting from 8 yards, 8-9 yards, but it was the placement. It was off stick side, over his left shoulder, at pace. Really hard for a goalie to make that stop from that distance.
We've got a timeout call here for Team Swift. Do you think that's the right decision as we approach the 2-minute mark?
I think that is a good decision, because it just means as a coaching staff you can settle everything down. It's been a bit frantic. You've got possession. Forge was set up defensively, so the structure was there in front of them. So it's a good time to just pause that shot clock, have a chat, and say, okay, let's think about these 2 or 3 things on to you know, try and get our way in through this defence.
Well, let's have a listen in on that chat now.
When we are leaving, when we score a goal, and we are coming back to defend, let's have our sticks up. We're running with our sticks down here. There is so much space for Jack to throw his ball. Yeah, get your sticks up, look for the knockdown. Be hungry out there, gents. We want our ball back. Stay together as a team.
Let's go, let's go.
He's out there.
2 to 3. 1, 2, 3,
Swift! Dan, get yourself.
Stay together and stay together as a team was the message from Coach Ravi there to his Swift boys. And with 2 minutes left and a deficit currently standing at 6 goals, you'd say they need to make the most of every attack now in what remains of this quarter.
Absolutely, and you've got to hope that they get a good shooting opportunity now, and then get at least another 2 before half time. But the 3/4 time, sorry, but that's going to be a tough ask, I think.
Well, they're moving that ball around.
Good defence. That's the defenders getting in the way. Sometimes the defender, you've just got to step up, take the shot.
And that's very brave as well, because these balls are rock hard, aren't they? I mean, for anyone watching at home who probably doesn't know.
Yeah, they are. They do bounce off you. However, they.
Although you won't bounce afterwards. It's interesting to see the amount of times that people have been rolling the ball along the ground as well. Thanks to this artificial turf, you can kind of rely on that to go where you need it to.
Sometimes it can be safe to do that. Good defence. Again, good pressure. Good pressure. And that's what Swift needed. They needed to step up on that defensive line and get that extra shooting chance. Good save by Jack Allen. That is a really good stop. That was going bottom corner. He's got a lot of work to do to make that ball go around the corner.
How he got down there quick enough, I have no idea. But he did. And he made it look easy as well.
And
he made another save look easy as well.
Really good athleticism.
Jack Allen, take a bow. I mean, surely he's the standout out of everyone on this pitch right now.
He's definitely the part of the reason Forge are in front. He's giving them a real platform. And if you've got your goalkeeper making saves like that, it gives you confidence as a defender to step up and to step on your player. Another goal from Bracegirdle.
Tom Bracegirdle capitalising on the good work of Jack Allen at the back. And that's the sound of the klaxon to bring the 3rd quarter to an end. So we are 8 minutes away from finding out who is victorious here at Rosslyn Park. And the gap is now back to 7 points between the two of them. So let's take a listen in once again to the Team Swift huddle, because they are the ones trailing right now.
It's dead easy to look at them and start saying he's doing this and he's doing that. Forget all of that. It's what we're not doing that's killing us. Yeah? Get back to where we were. We started this game in a different mind, and then we went a couple of goals down and our mindset changes. We need to start doing what we did at the beginning. Swinging the ball, using X, cutting down the second cutter. I can't tell you how much. If you see it from where we're standing in the coaching box, second cutter has a load of space, yeah? And then Watto, G, whoever's got the ball, Dan Jones, is going to put it in your stick, yeah? Hit the second cuts.
It's a good question on offensive sets. If they go into that zone, we want to play the guy at X. Yeah. If they marking him, do you want to just swing back out and let's go into our swing set? Yeah. So we've got to identify, call it. If it's zone, we know what we're doing. If it's not, then we just sit in the swing set.
Zone or man. Yeah, zone or man.
Let's finish with some pride here, gentlemen. Let's
go. Hey, everyone be accountable here. Yeah, let's go. Swift on 3. 1, 2, 3. Sprint it. Come on, boys.
Grey cow. Yeah, that's the one, yeah. There should be a cap in there if you can find it. A cap? I was going for it, like, no cap. But I was like, if I pass it, the play stays alive. Or if I shoot it and hit Mills' face, then it's it.
Well, we're ready for the fourth quarter now. The draw in the middle. Well, a good fight there between the two, but ultimately it's Team Swift that break away with it.
Nice decision.
And flying away with it pretty quickly was Luke Mills-Doig.
Hit the pipe. Swift hit the post there. They really got to score that one at this point in the game. Having done that work to get possession, a really nice pass by Luke Mills-Doig there, and you've got to, you're one-on-one, you've got to throw that in.
Well, especially at this stage where Swift have 8 minutes left to claw back a 7-point deficit. So even if they were to score every minute, they can't concede any. Running forwards, great score going in.
Good defensive work there by Swift. Again, just forcing the ball down and coming up with the ground ball. Really impressive defence.
Dan Jones getting the score in that infamous purple helmet. It's hard to believe that defenders actually lose him on this pitch, but they do, even with that bright purple helmet. And Forge have got themselves another goal. So we're back to a 7-point lead for the team in black and green. And that pass isn't going to help Swift's efforts because it's bounced and bobbled away from all of them. And here they come once again at Team Forge. That pass now going astray for them.
Mistake.
Is this the counter-attacking opportunity Swift needed?
Good stop.
Not on Jack Allen's watch.
Really
he
good stop.
In, and he sends it downfield to join the rest of his teammates.
But it was a bit of a classic mistake there, so he faked high and went high. So Jack's already up waiting for him.
Are there occasions where that might come off though, that shot? Or?
You've got to move the goalie. So if you're faking high, you've got to think of moving your stick and moving your body, so you change the angle. If you're faking high and going high. Another good stop. So that was a good outside shot from 9 yards, but another good low save from Jack Allen.
I'm not sure if they can actually score against Jack Allen. He's got some sort of force field in front of him.
He's really stepped up since half time, and he was playing well already, but he really has stepped up since half time.
The Forge is strong with this one. That's probably what we're all thinking about Jack Allen. But for now, it is Swift with possession and with the opportunity to do something. Well, this could be dangerous.
Move.
Jack Allen once again stepping in to deny Swift a goal. And if he keeps making those interventions, crucially, for his side with 5 minutes left on the clock now.
Absolutely, it's ticking down.
Well, here comes Swift trying to muscle their way through the Forge defence. Another pass going astray, but somehow they keep it alive. Oh,
lovely cut.
Great
That's
score.
a great finish.
George Schonfeld, take a bow. Fantastic score.
You see how then he faked low and went high, so he pulled Jack down to put it behind put it over his shoulder.
He's been listening to you, following the advice and getting his team a score, but now they need to make sure they don't concede. And they look to do that initially.
Oh, that's a soft one. It's unlucky because Swift have got the ball down there and they didn't follow it. They didn't realise where it had gone.
It was Sam Mottershead on the rebound. So we're back to a 7-goal lead in favour of Forge. So it's Swift 10, Forge 17. Oh, and that's a good shot. That's a really good score by Dan Jones. The England under-21 international will be pleased with that shot.
Better angle for him to take. If you notice, some of the shots that have gone in, that have missed, been so much lower. That was higher up, above the plane of the goal.
Well, and Forge are attacking up the other end of the field at the moment without Tom Bracegirdle, I'm going to add. Doesn't matter, though, because they've scored. They've scored without Tom Bracegirdle.
He's going to call him in the goal crease. No goal.
That's unlucky. But why would they be holding Tom Bracegirdle back? To keep an eye particularly on Sam Burgess? Because he was staying high as well.
Another good shot.
Good score there for Swift. They're now up to 12 goals in total for this game.
Better shooting from Swift. So they much better angle on the net. Much better placement as well. So they're shooting with power, but they're making the shots into the corners.
Well, it's no surprise then that Forge have taken the opportunity to call a timeout, and so we're going to listen into their huddle because momentum's back with Swift.
If you're marking number 6, lock him off.
Fast guys, lock him off. Fast guys, get him.
Okay. In attack, so if team's on and he's getting locked off, we want him to run the J-put. Just keep running around that circle. Still play out to our plan. If you're hot, take ownership of this. We want you to go. This is what we were trying to implement, yeah? Just stick to the game plan. That's all we're trying to do. Yeah, let's go. Look that. Let's go.
Forge on 3, come on. 1, 2, 3, Forge!
We're about to get started again after that timeout period. And
oh, it's poor decision there. That was poor.
Is Jones going to make them punish? He is. He's going to punish them.
Is that 3 goals on the go from Swift?
Well, they're only 4 goals behind Team Forge now, just when we thought that it was a mountain too high for them to climb.
Dan Jones has just stepped up. Hasn't he just scored the last 3?
Well, here comes Al Haig.
They needed that Forge just to steady the ship. And a penalty as well. It's a penalty to Swift.
Well, in that build-up as well, I know that Swift are losing a player, so leaving the field of play now is Albert Whitehead, but Sam Burgess was man-marking Tom Bracegirdle. But did he need to do that? Do they need to man-mark Bracegirdle out of the game?
It's just an interesting tactic. Coaches use it as a disruptor. So when an influential player's marked out the game, the team has to react in a certain way.
Well, here come Forge with the shot and with the score again. Sam Perry firing that one.
So back-to-back goals there from Forge. Just taking the wind out of the Swift sail.
By Jack Allen doing well once again to stop Dan Jones from scoring for Swift. And we are entering the final 2 minutes of play here in this game at the Fly 2023. The last men's game of week 2.
Good play again.
And here come Forge on the counter-attack, one-on-one with the keeper. Great diving save.
That's a good stop.
And this is the counter-attack that Swift need. They've got to make the most of this possession, and they do.
And they do.
Sam Burgess makes Forge pay.
That's a good fast break.
He's done really well there. And
but it's still a 5-goal lead here with a minute and a half. So really, you're looking for Forge to not give possession up, which
well, it looks like they might have done that.
They might have done. I think they're working hard to try and get it back.
As Will Brown throwing his stick
You
around.
really want this point when you're Forge, you want to use the shot clock. You want to use as much time as possible, because if you do that, the time's gone.
Brown still trying to hunt the ball down for Forge. And we've had play called up here, and
it's a foul.
It is
Another
Will Brown.
slashing call.
Well, Sam Burgess is the one with the ball.
So Swift now have got to think about, if they think that there's less than a minute, we've got to get a shot off like quick.
Well, and there goes the shot into the back of the net.
He's just calling for goal circle, no goal. He's going into the goal circle.
That's got to be so frustrating when you score what would be a huge goal in the course of the whole match, and then you get a crease
Forge are
violation.
making this really hard for themselves.
Jack Allen using all of his athleticism to try and play out from the back. The keeper came way out from the goal area, and so Forge will just look to run down the clock.
Absolutely.
Now,
you don't even need to worry about shooting to a degree, because you let the shot clock do what it does. It doesn't matter. You know.
Well, we've got the referees blowing up here. We're just seeing.
I think we've got a technical call, so there's holding.
We're just seeing a few exchanges of personnel as well. People coming on and off the pitch. We are going to get started with Forge in possession again through Tom Bracegirdle. And with 20 seconds left and a 4-point difference between the two sides, they have won the game, so they just need to see it out. Bracegirdle throwing it to the other side.
Yeah, spreading nice and wide, doing all the right things. And you're probably going to take a shot with 2 seconds left on the shot clock. Why wouldn't you? Swift's done well there. They got him back over the halfway, so it's an over and back. So it's going to be turnover ball.
3 seconds left though. Not a lot that Swift can do with 3 seconds. And there goes the klaxon for the full-time score, which reads 15-19 in favour of Forge. They have defeated Team Swift. And that is a resounding victory for the side that went in as your favourites.
It is a good win, and really that second half, Forge stepped up and they really dominated straight after half time. That they really was where they put the legwork in.
Now, who is your player of the match?
I think my player of the match it's got to be Jack Allen. I just thought that he really pulled off some stops in that game. And gave them the platform. He gave the defence confidence to step up, because they knew he was seeing the ball really well, and he turned the ball over so many times and gave them the ability to get the extra attacking shots.
The magic number 2 making too many saves in the eyes of the Swift team, but there's still some positives for that Swift side as we head towards finals week. That's their last game today. So now we've got a 2-week gap. What do you think they need to talk about and maybe address in that 2-week window?
I think when you look at what they've done over the games today, they clearly created some really decent shooting chances. Dan Jones, especially that last period, really stepped up for them. I think possibly got to talk a little bit about some of the decisions they made. So some of the times when they shot, when they really didn't have the angle to create a decent shooting chance. I think probably also need to think about their defensive setup. So sometimes did they really step into the play early enough? Did they help each other out when strong players were coming from certain areas? And I think they've got to think through things in those 2 areas.
And it's not a lead that suddenly came all at once, all of a sudden, is it? It's a lead that was gradual. really got to make the most of the opportunities when they're presented to you on
Absolutely.
this pitch.
And it's that baseline thing, which is really I should be having 32 quality shots in a game. So, and if I can force the opposition to give up a shot, a 10-second shot, then I'm going to get more chances. So we need to think along those lines as coaches and as players, and understand that those 32 quality shots in the match. So if I can create an 80% shooting chance, can we get then towards that sort of 18 to 20 goal mark, in which case I'm in a really powerful position as a team.
Well, we've seen a fantastic game of lacrosse sixes. We've witnessed some fantastic individual performances as well. One of those as a standout was definitely Jack Allen, amongst others. And what do you think Forge need to remember then going into this 2-week window? Obviously, they've won both their games today. How do you ensure you carry momentum with you?
And I think, sure, Connor will be talking to them, you know, and talking to them about all the time when you're dealing with players of this standard you know, there's no I in team, but there is a me, and I improve me, we improve the team. And I think that it's getting them to reflect on what you did well, and can you do that better, and what might you, areas where you didn't quite play so well, can you get those to a good point? So I think it's simple messaging all the time. When you're not trying to worry too much about, you know, you're catching, you're throwing, you're shooting, because that's why they're here, because they can do that. So it's about the mentality, and it's about the players taking care of themselves and making steps forward all the time.
And just talk to me about what an amazing opportunity this tournament is as a whole to develop more future stars for England lacrosse, for Wales lacrosse, for GB lacrosse, really, because Jack Allen's one of those who's very young and is coming through this, and he's showing his talent at a very early stage here at the Fly. So what is the importance in the bigger picture of lacrosse?
I mean, this is just such a super format for performance sport. There's nowhere to hide on this pitch. And it gives those players that are coming through, and both on the men's and the women's, to play with players who are currently playing at world level. So you've got to step up your game and recognise what you're doing well, and understanding about the level that you want to come at in every match, and the standard that you've got to put in. And I think it just shows when you look at someone such as Jack, who's put in a really great performance in that match, is stepping up to be counted. So he's understanding already about what it takes to go perform, because I've got players in front who are shooting on me, who are playing at international level.
And that will be just huge in terms of his overall development, and really we could see him tearing up on the world stage, couldn't we?
Absolutely.
Well, we are going to hear from Jack Allen in just a second. But in terms of who you think might go on to win this whole tournament, Forge.
Oh, that's a tough one.
Forge lost their opening match. They've gone on today to win both. Do we start talking about them potentially winning the whole thing?
No, I think that we've got to see who's going to turn up in those playoff matches in 2 weeks' time. Who's
fantastic.
Really
We're here with Forge winning goalkeeper Jack Allen. How are you feeling after two great dominant performances today?
Very good, of course. It was good to get the 2 wins. Big performances from the boys. Yeah, looking forward to the next time.
Fantastic. And last week, obviously, you had 1 goal lost to Hustle. What was said during the week that kind of brought out these performances?
Yeah, I mean, I think we knew we had it in us. I don't think it was something that we were worried about too much, but it certainly gave us a bit of extra motivation. It never hurts, so can't complain.
Fantastic. And finally, you've got 2 weeks off.
Yep.
What are your plans and what are your focuses going into the finals, final weekend?
Yeah, for us, I think it's just keep doing what we're doing. It's working. We know we're getting more and more chemistry every time. It's perfect. And for me personally, take some more shots. Always good.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Cheers. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye. Okay.
So we are here with the manager from Swift. Lovely to see you again today. How are you feeling that the day has gone for you, Ravi?
Good. I think I'm the coach, not the manager.
Oh,
yeah,
coach.
No, it's all right.
Manager, coach, all good.
All good, all the same. No, yeah, we've managed to run all our players. We've lost 2 or 3 to injury who couldn't make it, so we're missing them. But yeah, glad that we got to take all our players, give them a run out, and now obviously we're in the last week, which is semi-finals. Win the first game, hopefully.
Fingers crossed, anything can happen on any given Sunday. So what are some big factors that you would like to take from, you know, today and last week as well into the final weekend in 2 Sundays' time?
So I just said to the team there, we sometimes focus on the things that we didn't do well, but let's focus on what we did do well. And we scored 15 goals in that last game, which again, I think is a decent number at sixes. That's where we want to be. We want to be around that as a team. I think we need to make a few more defensive stops and we need to control the tempo a bit better.
And also as well, obviously, we're seeing some great atmospheres and stuff here today. I know, obviously, these guys won't have all played together and stuff before, but how are you feeling that the team has gelled together?
Really well, yeah. We did the smart thing of getting in a hotel yesterday and getting a team meal, sharing a few pizzas, going around the table, talking about sixes, talking about stories from lacrosse. It was really good. It was good for the team. They're very much together as a team, so the cohesion's there. But yeah, I think it'll serve us in good stead week 3.
Oh, fantastic. Well, listen, thank you so much for having a little chat with us. Best of luck for 2 Sundays' time. I'm sure we're going to see some more epic lacrosse, okay?
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Cheers. No worries. Thank you. Fabulous. Last game coming up shortly. Come back to us soon where we're going to wrap up day 2.